Hello, this is Daniel Dudley coming to you live from an empty apartment in Los Angeles. And I got the report. What's going on with the vaccine? I want to know what's happening in PA with the vaccine. Let's go over to Dan and Chris in Pittsburgh. What's happening? COVID vaccine. Give us the update.
You have to put your finger in your ear, Dan, like you're receiving a news report. But delay. You have to have a delay. And then, right. Yes, Daniel, we're here in Pennsylvania. And, man, who knows what's going on? Does anybody know what's going on anywhere? All I know is it's confusing as shit. That's all I know.
Yeah, apparently we can start taking up smoking in the state of Pennsylvania, and that's going to get us to the front of the line. So taking advice on which brand to go with. Do we go with the cheap route? Is Marlboro still the way to go, or does that seem like a Budweiser type of move where that's just for old people? Menthol, maybe keep it fresh. I don't know. You got to help us out. Anybody?
Smokers, let us know at Brunch Breakdown. Which one? What's a good starter cigarette? Let us know at Brunch Breakdown. Since we want the vaccine, since you guys are going to get it, we want the vaccine. Let us know. But yeah, guys, they keep telling us different things here. It's like 1 minute, it's like everybody's going to get the vaccine by June, I think they said. And then a report came out that there's going to be people getting the first dose as late as like December and like maybe even January of 2022. People getting the first dose. And I mean, I know I live around there's a lot more people here, so it's different wherever you live, but it doesn't make me happy. It doesn't make me feel good about anything.
No, not a lot of answers out there right now, and I don't think anybody truly knows, which just makes it all the more frustrating. It'd be nice to have some concrete sort of information in a timeline that everybody can feel confident in, but based on the past 11, 12 months, I think we've all lost hope in anything like that to ever actually happen.
Yeah, you mean confidence? We've lost hope in having confidence. Yeah, 100%. A little bit. Yeah, I understand that certain groups of people obviously need to get the vaccine quicker than the rest of us. Like the elderly should certainly have the vaccine before any of the three of us, and other people with different health circumstances and whatnot. But in Pennsylvania this week, they announced that they were adding to the first tier of people to get the vaccine, people who smoke. And listen, the three of us don't smoke. So if you do, whatever, that's your choice. That's fine. I'm not here to go into whether or not you should smoke. But the sad fact of it is we're three healthy individuals, and now we're thinking about taking up smoking because we want to get this damn vaccine. It's getting a little bit ridiculous. I don't know what to think or what to do anymore. That one caught me by surprise, boys. I did not see that coming.
How do you identify as a smoker, though?
I don't know.
That's a great question.
Thing.
I got the black lung, Pop.
It's like, I promise. I smoke a pack a day. I promise.
Yeah, I've been lying to my doctor all these years when he's saying, like, do you smoke, do you drink? I just lie to him just to, make everything seem a little bit better. But I reek of smoke, I stench. Yes, I'm a smoker, front of the line. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe that's what you should do is, like, set up the fire pit outside and just, like, stand in the smoke for 10 minutes and then go straight to the vaccination line and
better.
And they'll believe you.
A couple puffs on a stogie, you'll be fine.
No, that's the DD. That's the golden question, DD, because like when they have teachers, like you have a certification that says you're a teacher. Lawyers, you're certified as a lawyer. Are you a certified smoker? Is that a thing? Have they been issuing ID cards? I wasn't aware. If they have been, how do you prove it?
Yeah. Is that on your driver's license? Like organ donor, smoker? That's part of that new ID thing, isn't it? I knew it.
Yeah. See, that's what I've been telling my parents because like, they got offended when I was like, hey, 86, like it's like 85 and up in their county in West Virginia are allowed to get the vaccine. I'm like, go get in line. Be 6 feet apart. Go get in line. They're like, we're not that old. Blah blah blah. You shut up. I'm like, no, guys, you're missing the point. Just go lie. It's just like getting into a club at this point. Is the vaccine. That's literally what it's like. And if there's an 18 and up line, there's a 21 over. Just go try to get into the line so you can get your wristband to drink. Maybe they'll give you a shot. Just go over there and be like, you look 85. It might take a hit to your ego. Dad, I'm sorry. It might take a hit to your ego, but now you're vaccinated and you can go see your grandkids. Like, let's go.
Good point.
Didi, this is making me remember so many different times where like we were going somewhere flying and like you would always be like, all right, let's just get in line. And like 9 times out of 10, we were boarding 3 classes ahead of where we should have been boarding. But by the time you get there, they're like, oh, you're not in this class. And you're like, oh, sorry, I must have read it wrong. Yeah, okay, just get on the plane. Like they just let you in because you've been waiting in line.
Exactly.
It's worth a try. It's worth a try for the
yes.
vaccine.
Confidence. That's all that matters. I'm a smoker. Bam, vaccine. Let's go in there.
Show up with a patch. Show up with a
That's
patch.
Show up with a patch. Like I'm trying to get up, but helping out. Help out the brother. You got the gum. You got the patch. They're not questioning you if you're going to those lengths.
This is the Brunch Breakdown, and it's brought to you by Nicorette, apparently.
From now on, it is.
If you want the vaccine, get Nicorette. For whatever reason, just go grab it. You're welcome, Nicorette. Your sales are about to skyrocket. What's up? It's Didi out here in Los Angeles, Chris and Dan in Pittsburgh here on the Brunch Breakdown that you can find where, Dan?
Everywhere. You can find the Brunch Breakdown everywhere that you listen to podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, Stitcher, released every Wednesday for your listening pleasure. And of course, we have our full video episodes, which also premiere Wednesday afternoons on our YouTube page and our Facebook page. So head over to those, check out the full videos when they premiere, and they're also available on demand anytime you like. And of course, you can find us on Twitter, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Brunch Breakdown. While you're there, short little promo here. Head over to anywhere you find the Brunch Breakdown, and search our dude Brennan at his Legend Status podcast, new podcast he is running there. I was very honored to be a guest on his newest episode that came out this week. So he always gives us a shout out. So I want to welcome new listeners to our podcast, listeners of his that may be checking us out for the first time, second time. Welcome. We hope you guys enjoy a seat at the table, some similar interests between our two. So any listener of ours, we want to send over his way as well. He's at Legend Status Pod on all social medias, and the Legend Status podcast anywhere you find podcasts as well. So check that out.
Nice. I love it. So go check out that podcast. And Dan is on it.
How about that?
Here. Whatever you talk about, I don't know what's going to happen, but I can't wait to hear it. All right. Well, today on the menu, we're going to be doing a draft, which I'm really excited to do, of movies that we stopped everything to do that we're doing and watching them. So I can't wait to do this because I have a feeling there's going to be some repeats, and I'm the last pick in the draft, so I'm probably going to be very frustrated and yelling during this.
Yeah, you're screwed in the first round. I'm telling you right now.
Another thing we're going to be talking about is restaurants doing some weird things. Red Lobster's doing something different. So is Dunkin'. So is IHOP. And we need to know if if they should stay in their lanes. And we're going to be doing what you're listening to, getting off your chest. But boys, let's get it started with something that I need really, really bad after moving for the last, I don't know, feels like 100 days. Brews Day. Chris, go for it.
I have another repeat this week, guys.
Hey,
you told us you were going on a beer run.
Yeah, it didn't happen. But this is a solid brewery from my wife's home state of Wisconsin. The New Glarus Brewing Company, Moon Man, their IPA, is my favorite beer that they have. They're famous for Spotted Cow, which is kind of like, every city seems to have if you go there, drink this. Spotted Cow is kind of the one. If you go to Milwaukee or really anywhere in Wisconsin, but I prefer the Moon Man IPA. That's what I'll be sipping on during this episode.
Nice. Well, here's what I'm sipping on, guys. It's not beer. It's not liquor. You know what it is? It's freaking coffee, guys. It's freaking coffee. Because you know what I've been doing? Moving with a goddamn toddler and a goddamn 3-month-old. And I'm telling you, it goddamn sucks. So shouts to Starbucks. Shouts to Dunkin' Donuts as well for hooking it up with the home coffee. But I was on the run, need to get to the drive-thru. Starbucks. This is what I'm sipping on for Brews Day. And I wish I had a brew, guys. But you know what? Alcohol makes me tired. It does. Makes me tired. And I don't have time to be tired right now because I'm carrying this family on my back. That's right. I'm carrying my family on my back. And I need my Starbucks to do that. So that's what I'm sipping on.
Kahlua or some Baileys or something in there. At least give you a little bit of some rum chata, maybe, just to give you a little bit of extra jolt, just to help you out. I don't know.
Box? You know, blame Dan.
I don't envy you there, my friend, but glad you can find the energy to be with us here at the table this week. For Brews Day this week, I don't know if I've featured this brewery in the past or not, maybe once before, but going with a beer from North Country Brewing up in the old Butler area, north of Pittsburgh. And they have a very nice sour series, and one that came out, I think, towards the late end of last year, is a Bananas Foster sour, brewed with graham crackers, vanilla, and yes, bananas. So a Bananas Foster sour sounds a little odd, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like more of a dessert stout type of thing. Maybe you can even get away with a milkshake IPA. Sour and banana, don't seem to go together. But this makes it work. It really does make it work. The banana, I don't want to call it subtle, but it's not the primary thing that you're tasting in this. It is a traditional kind of typical sour that you have that flavor in a sour beer. But then it's really blended well with this kind of more subtle banana and vanilla, a little bit of brown sugar on the back there as well to make it go really well together. Again, it's kind of a unique description for a sour beer, but I think they did a really, really nice job with the Bananas Foster part of their sour series from North Country Brewing up in Butler, PA. So be enjoying this with you gentlemen here today.
That's a weird one.
Right? I know. I saw it and I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work. I really don't. But it does. It does. You got to be just prepared for, both of those flavors to kind of intermix and find a way to work.
I just really like Bananas Foster. And so when you say sour Bananas Foster, makes me think you gave me Bananas Foster with bad bananas.
Brewed with bad bananas.
Maybe it is. I don't know what. Yeah, it is. It's mostly a sour. You're not getting a ton of. It's not overpowering in the Bananas Foster flavor. I don't think that really could work. Like you said, with this sour, it's weird. So you have to be subtle with it. But again, it's subtle enough, but there's a good flavors that come through, and it does. It somehow works. Chris, if you're picking up beer, this is the weekend to pick it up. The local breweries in Pittsburgh are going nuts this weekend, and I cannot wait to share whatever I choose to go with Brews Day next week. A lot of great stuff this weekend, so I'm very excited.
Okay, well, give me a recommendation. I'll write it down right now. What brewery should I be looking at this weekend? Or breweries, if you don't want to, exclude.
I'll give you a couple. Grist House is releasing.
I'll give you a top 10.
Yeah, Grist House is releasing 2 beers: a Mexican chocolate coffee stout, which is phenomenal, and a beer called the Paddler, which is a cherry cheesecake dessert sour, and is one of the best beers I have ever had. Period. So that's a must get. Also, Hitchhiker is releasing a first time ever chocolate and vanilla milkshake stout, which sounds like it's going to be absolutely incredible. So I highly recommend snagging all those while you can. So it's a great beer weekend in the Steel City, and we're just getting started.
I like it. All right. I will do, I wrote it down, so now I have to go somewhere.
You have the recommendation. Pick up a couple of smokes while you're out. You'll be good. You'll be good to go.
Can you smoke with a mask on?
Well, Dee Dee, I don't know that any of us have tried.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Gonna figure it
Get
out.
the Virginia Slims. Those are the longer ones, right? And they can just kind of.
Ooh, right.
Ooh.
And
It's
it's
Alright.
classy.
It's a classier cigarette. It is. Never ever thought we would have been breaking this down. This is incredible.
Oh my
Virginia
god!
Slim,
That's
the classy cigarette. So many T-shirt ideas right now.
Dan Dot merch.
Yeah.
I've never talked about cigarettes this much in my life, or at least since I was 12. I don't know. This is how bad we want coronavirus. We want the coronavirus vaccine. This is how bad we need the vaccine.
pick
We're
it up.
literally talking about cigarettes. This is terrible.
Malls, you know.
Misty 120s is what my babysitter used to smoke. And they were like
120s,
really low.
those are the big
Yeah.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, they're big.
That's Cruella DeVille type of shit right there. That's what you need. You need that Cruella DeVille thing.
Before we
That's-
forget, can we cheers?
Oh, yes. By the way, cheers to Brews Day there, gentlemen.
Bruce Day. Oh, son. Cheers.
Look at the sun on that guy.
Showing off the sun over there in LA, Dee Dee. We haven't seen that
sunny.
shit in 2 weeks.
I know. I feel bad for you. It's sunny, but it's cold though. It's like barely 50. So just letting you know.
We'll send sympathy cards your way.
Jeez. You know, I can't have any struggles. All right. Well, let's get random topics off of our chest today, guys. And I'm gonna get started because you know where I'm going. Moving into a house. Is there anything worse than moving? Can you name 3 things worse than moving?
Taking up smoking for coronavirus.
Okay, there's one.
That's it.
No, I'm trying. I'm trying to think.
Moving is bad. Moving sucks.
Moving's bad.
Worse.
Moving's really rough.
And add to that we are moving during COVID. So no help. Can't trust babysitters at the time because you're just like, I don't know where the babysitter's been. I don't know where anybody's been. It's not that I don't trust my babysitters, but it's like, I don't know, man. This stuff's flying everywhere. You have no idea. So like we had movers here and that was super uncomfortable because we had movers move like the big stuff. We move all the little stuff. And like, because we just had no choice. But moving with a toddler and a 3-month-old doing all of this is insane. I'm happy we have a bigger car now. So like I can put a bunch of boxes in the SUV, but dude, moving's terrible, man. And like, if anyone ever asks me to move them, I'm not doing it. Don't ask. I'm never doing it. Because sometimes I'll think about it and I'm like, you know, maybe I'll help them out. They helped me out this one time. Let me think about it. Never again, guys. I'm not moving again, and I'm not helping anybody else move ever again. So I'm done.
I think
Gotta get
that's
it off
how
my chest.
I think that's how they get people to buy houses. Is because it's just like moving sucks so much, but if you buy a house and stay there, then you never have to move again. And therein lies the beauty of home ownership.
Oh, I have lots of takes on homeownership, but I don't want to go there right now. We'll talk about that in a couple weeks. I'll talk to you guys about, you know, talking me off a ledge of homeownership because I'm not a fan of, what am I, like a weekend?
Yeah. Dee Dee, now that you have the larger car, I feel like, have you strategically left boxes behind at your old place? And that's kind of, and so just you have to go back to the old place and you take like 7 hours and come back with like 4 boxes. Be like, babe, just to pack some more stuff up. You just took your time as your kind of little escape. But sometimes like dragging it out makes it worse.
Wow. Dan is the police. I plead the 5th. I need my lawyer present.
I have no knowledge of the situation.
Of course I am doing that. Of course. It's crazy town over there. The kids are crazy. And I hate this whole process is awful, but you know, I'm happy I have a house. So
Wait, where are you right now?
I am in my empty apartment where the internet is because we don't have internet at our house for like a week because the people who flipped the house just, ripped all like the internet stuff out and left it there like it worked, but it doesn't work. So we thought we could easily transfer it over, and we couldn't. So screwed ourselves there, and the old Spectrum man can't come until Monday. So work is done at the empty condo, and life is done at the house with all the boxes.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Ooh.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Had to get that off my chest. Boys, please tell me things that are going on in your minds, because mine is all moving.
Go ahead, Dan.
It's hard to top that, Dee. We knew that you'd be coming in heavy with your moving stuff this week. Gentlemen, not to bring it down to a somber move, but I'm just going to take a quick moment. We're at the 1 year anniversary of losing Kobe Bryant, as most people have been aware if you've been anywhere today as we record this on Tuesday. Got his jersey over my shoulder, got the black, gold, and then of course the purple and gold, and of course the Mamba black on with me here today. And it's just surreal. I think we talked about this a little bit in our Brunchy show, where, celebrity going to miss the most from this year. And, we had all mentioned Kobe and how, it's right around the corner from the 1 year anniversary. And here we are a couple weeks later. And it's just in the weirdest year of our lives that was still in a normal time. I remember exactly where I was. We were out celebrating a friend's birthday. And it was just so strange to think that was a year ago, and it still hasn't really settled in. Is the weirdest thing. So just wanted to take a minute to reflect on that. I know he meant a lot to a lot of people, myself included, you guys included, and especially the city of Los Angeles. And so didn't want to, forego without mentioning that and all the, families that were impacted on that crash a year ago. But just crazy. It's just so surreal to think that was a year ago today. And I mean, we're losing people left and right. Hank Aaron last week, the OG smoker / podcaster Larry King last week. You know what I mean? It's just weird, but even with all of those, it's still the loss of Kobe still has so much more weight attached to it. Yeah, even kind of removing myself as a huge Laker and Kobe fan specifically, just really a wild year that it's been now that we're back a full trip around the sun from that day. So we missed the Mamba. Shouts to Kobe and Gigi, of course, missed them both, but want to pay some respects here today.
Nice. I can't believe it's been a year. That's wild.
Right?
Yeah.
Still, yeah, like I said, still hasn't even really sunk in. And then the world just spiraled out of control after that.
Yeah, it's crazy to even think that was like, I mean, we're coming up, I think Dee maybe mentioned this last episode, that like we're coming up on that year anniversary of like the last thing you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're almost there. Hey, that's a future. We need to mark that down. That's got to be an episode in February where we kind of recap the last thing that we remember doing out in the big public setting. That's a future topic.
Yeah. Whatever. Well, we should just do it on whatever day, whatever week it was that we all got sent home. The week that it happened.
Make it a note.
I love hearing, Chris, you saying the anniversary of the last thing you did is funny, but it's also really sad. It's like, oh yeah, that was the last thing I did.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you guys, like going to the grocery store and Costco, that doesn't count. That doesn't count as like doing something.
No.
But that's all we've done for the last year. But yeah, with Kobe's passing, like it's crazy. I don't know. And the weird thing about this past year is like, that doesn't feel the crash, like that doesn't feel like it was that long ago. But then at the same time, this year feels like the longest year in the history of the year, which is just
really weird. Really weird how it's all kind of felt and taken place. And boy, yeah, we're trying to turn 2021 around. Everybody is.
Well, Chris, get it off your chest, sir.
Yeah. This is a hell of a transition.
I know. I thought about going last, but couldn't make it easy for you.
I had a personal revelation last night while watching Pitch Perfect 3.
Oh, that you
Okay.
realize you hate your life.
Hold on. First of all,
That you're cutting the cord. You're done with cable.
no. I like the Pitch Perfect movies. First of all, the third one is definitely not the least. It's the least best of the three. God, English.
You could say it's the worst. I like how you were trying to protect the trilogy there. You're like, it's just the least best.
It's the one that sucks.
But I love it.
Yeah, what attachment do I have to these movies? I don't know why.
Yeah. Hey, Anna Kendrick, big fan. She's a listener.
Right. I don't want to turn off any of the celebrity listeners to the podcast. But this is so stupid. There's a scene where like they're all just lounging around and then they decide like, because that movie, they're like trying to get picked by DJ Khaled. And they decide like, oh, he's throwing a party tonight. Instead of just lounging around, let's go and like go to the casino and go to his party. And at that moment, I realized that I am past the point in my life that I can go from it being like 9 o'clock at night. I'm in pajama pants. It is not in me anymore to then like take a 180 and somebody say like, oh, let's go do something. And I say, yeah, I totally want to do whatever that thing is. Ooh. And I thought about like when I lived in Oakland, like Dee Dee would come to my house. Dee Dee would just show up at my house sometimes and be like, hey, let's do this thing. And I would it would be like 10 o'clock. I'd be like, yeah, that's great. I cannot wrap my mind around physically or mentally doing that anymore at 33 years old. I can't do it anymore.
You've lost your spontaneity. You're no longer spontaneous. Is that what you're saying?
To a point.
Wait, you said after 9 o'clock? Is that kind of
like, yeah, I don't know what the time is, but it's definitely like, it's probably like once it's dark out.
Yeah.
I'm not changing my plans.
Do you think this past year from what's happened has made that worse, has sped that up? Or do you think that was just the normal process of time for you? And regardless, this was going to happen. You were going to see Pitch Perfect 3 on that night, no matter what. And that was going to be you realizing that you no longer can make those decisions.
I believe in fate, Dan. I really do. I don't know. I thought about that. I wondered, like, has being at home so much over the last 10 or 11 months, like, led to me just finding that comfort zone? It's hard to say like that hasn't played a role at all, but man, like that situation hasn't popped up for me in a good while now. So like thinking about like getting a phone call and saying like, hey, oh, we're going to go do this thing. Oh, do you want to like I'm sitting on the couch and it's half hour before a game kicks off and somebody calls me. He's like, hey, do you want to go to the sports bar and watch the game? I don't think I'm going anymore. Like I'm already invested in the pajama pants and that's it for the night. Like that's it. If you would have called me at noon, this would be a different story.
Mm-hmm. See, now I asked you that part about the past year affecting that because I feel like, and I probably am playing this in my head, and I feel like a lot of people would too, is that since you've lost kind of a year of even the option to do that, now it becomes like the movie Yes Man, Jim Carrey, where like any opportunity you have to do something, you're going to do it because of what you lost out on for what's going to end up being more than 12 months. And I don't know if people are actually going to act that way or if they're going to be so comfortable from what they had to live with. You know, I think that it's like, why would we ever say no to anything ever again? But then when the situation comes up, I don't know if I'll actually be like that. I'll be like, I'm kind of fine right here. I mean, we're able to do stuff now, but a little comfy cozy, you know, why get up? So that's interesting.
Yeah, that's a good point, Dan. Like I would like to think that I would be chomping at the bit for every opportunity to do normal things, but I think it's like I got a time limit on it now for sure.
Yeah. I'm like I lean towards you, Chris. I don't know how I'm gonna be once we actually are able to do things and like, you know, without masks and stuff. But man, I think I'm leaning towards you, man. Someone hits me up at 8 o'clock. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it just maybe if it's a certain game or something, maybe somebody could get me to do it. If it's like a certain concert, but we're not talking just like any show that could get me off my butt at 8 o'clock. I don't know. Whew.
So what time do I have to hit both of you up before? I'll need to know that. I don't need your answer right now, I guess, but I'll need to know what the timeline is, what the drop off is for either of you. Chris, I'll be hitting you up prior noon. It seems like noon. You said noon's a yes, so I'm in on that. And again, I don't know what I'll do either. It's really hard because we were all at one point very, eager to go out and to do things. And age, you're right, definitely plays a big role in that. If we were 10 years younger, obviously we'd be like chomping at the bit and we would never say no. But you're right, that kind of plays a major factor into it. So it's going to be strange. I feel like I'm going to be wanting to do anything and everything, but I'm not used to being like this comfortable and not doing anything. And that's just going to end up having a residual effect where it's okay to do that now. So I don't know.
I'll tell you, after all this happens, I'm going to be all about friends' houses, like pre-planned going to a friend's house so that I
do more of that.
Know the people that are in that situation and it's controlled. That's going to be me for a while. I'll tell you that much right now. But look at this, guys. Not only did I have a revelation during Pitch Perfect 3, you two did as well. You just didn't know it. But like I said, Dan, fate.
It is.
Wow.
It was all meant to happen. Pitch Perfect 3, we have to thank.
Well, I guess we go from Pitch Perfect 3, which is a good segue into our main course, which is we are going to do a draft today of movies that we stop everything to watch them when they're on. You're flipping through channels, and all of a sudden you see, I'm not giving you guys anything.
You almost did.
So, I almost did. And you see that movie on, and you're just like, you know what? I'm going to watch this movie on TBS with commercials for the next 4 hours. The movie's an hour and a half. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm watching this thing from 1 until 5 because that's what I'm going to do because this movie is on. And we're going to draft them. And Chris, you have the draft order, right?
Yes, I put our 3 names into a very reputable draft randomizer. Shout out to google.com. Use
say what accounting firm was that again?
Use the discount code Brunch on google.com and you can find it. And it spit out Dan with the number 1 pick. I had the number 2 and Dee Dee had the number 3. Now, are we doing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3? Are we going 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1? We did not decide.
Snake. We did not decide that. I don't know.
No, let's do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I don't like the...
Okay. Integrity from the man with the 3rd pick, so we'll go with that.
All right. Well, then Dan...
I for sure thought I was getting the 3rd pick, by the way. I just had that. I was like, I'm getting 3. It's totally happening. My first movie's going to be taken. I'm going to be mad. But here we are. And I'm super excited. So this is very interesting, right? Because not all movies are on TV. So that kind of had to be, in my selection of movies, you kind of had to take that into consideration a little bit, that movies you've at least seen on TV before. And with the first overall pick, gentlemen, I have to take a value pick here because I feel like this movie isn't going to be here for me in the 2nd round. So I'm sorry to say, this is coming off of both of your boards. With the number 1 overall pick in movies, I need to stop everything and watch right there for the 35th time. Sister Act coming off the board, number 1.
Okay.
I can't wait to hear this reaction.
This topic for everybody listening was my idea. And the reason I thought of this was because several weeks ago, I texted our group chat. And I said, Dan, Sister Act is on. And Dan replied, I know, but Shannon won't let me watch it because I've been watching it too often.
It's true. It's true. We had watched both the first one and the sequel like twice over the period of maybe 3 or 4 weeks. And it came on again. And I was like on the guide and I like kind of stop at it and I look at her and she's just like, no. So I remember that. That's amazing. That's where that idea came from. Yeah, has to be
Okay.
Sister Act.
And with that text message that went out, you have to understand, I was in my car when that text message was sent, and my car reads the text messages. So like, I just like hit, brunch breakdown, and I like, I hit like read it out loud, and it's like Sister Act 2, Sister Act is on, and then Dan replies with that, and I almost wrecked my car. Like, it was the funniest
And
shit
like
I've ever
a
heard in my life.
semi-robotic car voice reading it back to you.
Shannon said, I could not watch it.
Shannon said, we're not allowed. You watched that way too many times, you bastard.
Well, that,
All right, number 2.
Saw that one coming. Pick number 2. See, now this is so interesting because I didn't know we were going to do it as a draft until Dee Dee said, let's do it as a draft. And then I started thinking, like, we know each other so well that, like, do you pick your favorite, or do you pick someone else's favorite because you think your favorite will still be on the board?
Sister Act played a role there. Yeah.
Yeah.
In that strategy.
So,
I'm so nervous though.
I have to go with just probably my favorite. And I'm going to go with Wedding Crashers.
Oh,
that's a good one.
That's a good one. I knew that'd be a good early pick.
Yeah, that's
a good one.
That's about as quotable as it gets, and it's not on TV. It's on TV a decent amount, but like not so much that
not like War of the Millers.
Exactly. Yeah. Why is that movie on every day? I have no idea.
TBS, Comedy Central, they all have exclusive rights to that movie to play every weekend. I don't know why.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
Dude.
So yeah, I'm gonna go Wedding Crashers.
Good pick.
Okay. Well, since I have the third pick, I'm going with 8 Mile.
Oh.
I'm going with 8 Mile. That movie, when it's on, it doesn't matter what part it's on, I'm stopping. Everything stands still. And I picked 8 Mile because I knew one of you guys would pick it. So I had to go with 8 Mile as my first pick. But yeah. Can't go wrong with that one.
Wow.
Nice 4 hours on a Saturday.
Yeah, no doubt. Shouts out to VH1.
Just wait for that last theme.
VH1, MTV2. Oh, man.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy. Okay.
How many rounds are we doing?
We're just gonna go all night.
We're just gonna 15.
Let's do 4 rounds. Let's do 4.
Okay.
Shoot. I'm worried about leaving this one on the board because I have a feeling one of you two might snag it in this next round.
Steel City is on the clock. What would Mel Kiper be saying right now?
Steel City Dan, you know what this guy's going to pick. You know he loves the classics. You know who he loves. He's going with Mrs. Doubtfire. Mrs. Doubtfire with my second pick. First in the second round. I already quoted with smoking earlier in this episode. There was a subtle little hint there that I don't know if you guys picked up on. You knew that was on my board. That's what Mel Kiper would have said, and that's what I'm going with, Mrs. Doubtfire. You seem upset.
I may have a problem going 4 rounds because the 4 movies that have been picked were all on my list. And I've gotten to pick one of them so far. So, all right. Well, this movie is on TV constantly, but I still have to watch it, and it's The Hangover. The first one.
Yeah,
yes,
good point.
Specifically, the first one. Yes. All right. Pick 3. Todd McShay's like, I can't believe he didn't go with Nick Cannon with number 1.
Oh.
Second round, though. Drumline.
God
damn.
Why did I make a list? This is unbelievable.
I don't know why I think I could have got away with that later, too. I don't know why.
I don't know why any of you thought you could get away with it either, but I was like, wow, no one picked Drumline. Now that movie is on all the time, on several networks. It doesn't matter which one. Like,
Yeah.
Because Nick Cannon's movies aren't on streaming services, which really bugs me out. But it obviously means like he's making a lot of money on them through all these other channels. Because you see that movie on TBS, TNT, MTV, VH1, hell, CMT. It doesn't matter. Drumline is on every channel. So, oh yeah,
Amazing pick. Amazing pick. All right, we're on to the third round.
Third and final
First
round.
Chris has changed the draft. Chris has
First pick of
changed the
third
draft.
round.
Wait,
Oh,
that's what
boy.
we're getting? Okay. Chris has changed the draft.
Can I trade up? Not possible.
There's been a trade.
Yeah. You want to trade up and you give me your 3 and your 4, and you can have the next pick.
Oh.
Da-na-na-na, da-la-na-na.
You want that? You want the next pick? You give me your 3 and your 4. So this is your last pick.
No. Go ahead.
Chris is trading his whole draft.
He's trading it all up. He sees a deep running
I had
back
a
in this
list, and now
round.
I'm adding to my list because I didn't think I would need 17 movies, but this is
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Dan.
I'm gonna go with effing A. There's so many good ones left on my list. Sorry, Chris. I'm going with Hook. Another Robin Williams classic. As you can see the trend here, but I love that movie so much. I can't not pick it if we don't go to a fourth round. So I got to go with Hook.
That's really good, and it wasn't on my list, and now I'm like, I'm an idiot for not having that on my list. That's a tremendous movie.
Yeah, thank you. It is.
Nice job on that movie.
That was on behalf of Steven Spielberg. You're welcome.
I am not embarrassed to say this, guys. I love Pitch Perfect.
Oh no.
I absolutely love Pitch Perfect. And I tune into it. I mean, every time it's on, I'm like, hey, Katie, we're changing the channel and we watch Pitch Perfect. I love that movie. So that's my number 3, putting it on the list.
I mean, we definitely got word from you. Wow. We definitely got word from you earlier that you love that series of movies, that trilogy, when you called the third one the least best. But wow. Your third pick goes to Pitch Perfect. The first one? Is it the first one? Because I haven't seen all 3, so I need to know if the first one's the best.
Yes, the first one.
Okay.
Just to be clear, I just wrote it down because you jackasses took all my other picks. Okay, so it wasn't in my top 6, but yeah, we're going Pitch Perfect. That's my number 3.
All right.
The first Pitch Perfect is really good. I think it's really good too. I like it though. So I'm with you on that. But I had it on my list. It's no longer there. Bummer. Dan, you said Sister Act, right?
I did.
Or did you say? You didn't say Sister Act 2, did you?
Correct. No, I said it's the first one. I did not go back in the habit. Just went Sister Act, the OG.
Sister Act 2 is my next pick. Sister Act 2, back in the habit, because that one is the superior Sister Act. It just starts, and it's great, and I love it.
Dan, I thought you said in the past that Sister Act 2 was better than Sister Act 1.
Maybe I feel like maybe I have. It's close. It's of any movie, movie package that has 2 or a trilogy, any type of series. I think it's the closest, where the first and the second one are both very good, and one isn't so superior. Actually, there's another one which I might pick if we do another round.
I was getting ready to say one of them, but I was like, yeah, because there's another one that's really close.
Yeah, I should have packaged those 2 together, and I would have traded one of those to Didi for a second pick. Sister Act 2, that's a good pick. Chris, do you have any more?
Are we going?
Can we keep going? Did you?
We could do one more. I'll try. Go ahead, Dan. What's your pick?
Okay. Oh boy,
it's heartening to know that we would all enjoy watching basically any movie together.
That's
pretty
true.
much, except Hook. Hook's the only one I'm out on that. I don't like it. Not a fan. But everything else, here for it.
There's a lot of ones I could have picked. Oh, son of a bitch. All right, I'm just going with my gut. I'm going with my heart. And this movie's on TV a lot, but only for 6 weeks out of the year. And every time it's on, I'm changing the channel and putting it on and watching it through. And my fiance can say, "No, we've already watched that," and she knows that won't change my mind, unlike it did for Sister Act. But Home Alone, I'm going with Home Alone. I have to. You both know how much I love that movie. This audience knows how much I love that movie. It's on TV often, but not often enough. Last pick, Home Alone.
That's a good one. Yeah. That's a good one. I'm gonna go. This is not on TV very much, but it should be. So I will just say the Mighty Ducks. If that's on TV, probably not the third one, but one or two,
right. Yeah,
I'm watching it. And like,
I had
our
that
plans are canceled.
I had that on my list, and I had the same caveat. Like, it's probably the one that's on TV the least. But when it is, shut it down. We're staying in.
Which, by the way, I just saw that like the remake of it is coming out. Is it a TV series?
Yeah, it's a TV series.
Yeah, and Gordon Bombay's in it.
I love it.
Yup. Actually, know one of the kids in the remake. Really excited to see what they did with it. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Like I've said on this podcast before, I don't know how, you do Mighty Ducks in 2020, but we'll see.
Yeah.
How this whole thing, see how this whole thing works. All right, and I guess we're here at Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick,
right,
of the draft. The Fast and the Furious.
Ooh.
This just started to become one of those for me recently because Fast and the Furious has been out. It's 20 years since the first Fast and the Furious.
Right.
So this movie's been out for 20 years. It is like a time capsule when you watch this movie. And you just think about all of the people who either you knew or didn't know who had extremely souped up rides and basically broke their Honda Civics and because they were trying to do all these things and do all these different things that you saw from this movie. And it's like Ja Rule's in it, and it's like there are just so many things from this movie that are so 2000. And you're just like, you just can't stop watching it. The movie's so ridiculous. The whole series, the whole franchise is so ridiculous, but I love it so much. And that first one, when it is on, because it's been on a lot, those movies are on a lot now, but like that first one, when it's on, I just stop everything, put on a pair of baggy pants, and I just freaking watch Fast and Furious.
That's a great pick for you.
Yeah, that makes sense because you talk about. I mean, you've talked about those movies before. Mm-hmm. I appreciate that just in that franchise, you get to see Ludacris's style change like 14 times.
Oh yeah,
1,000%. The evolution of Ludacris is apparent across those movies.
Very much so. And think about that. Like he literally got that role in Fast and Furious 2 because Ja Rule wanted more money. And they were like, sorry, Ja. And Luda's been in all 18 other Fast and Furious movies.
Amazing. Wow. Yeah.
Like he is now a character on the poster. Like he is a person in the movie. It's like, yeah, it's insane. Like just think about how man, what a fumbling of the bag that was. For Ja Rule. Man. God. Well, boys.
Well, that runs it. That's it. That's our 4 rounds. Let's run these back real quick. We'll go in the same order we drafted. We'll run through all 4 of our picks. I went with Sister Act, number 1 overall, followed by Mrs. Doubtfire, then Hook, then Home Alone. Chris, run down your draft order.
I had Wedding Crashers at number 1, The Hangover at number 2, specifically the first one, Pitch Perfect at number 3, specifically the first one, Mighty Ducks at number 4, specifically probably the second, specifically okay. Not the third one.
Right.
And I went with 8 Mile. This is the first pick. Drumline, number 2. Sister Act 2, specifically Sister Act 2 for the number 3 pick. And number 4, the classic, The Fast and the Furious. Beautiful draft.
Guys, I'll tell you what, any group of those, hard to turn the TV off for. Change the channel. That's a great group. A lot of good ones left on the list. Anchorman, I had up there. Office Space, always a good one. There's some good ones that were left on the board, but I think Dee, I honestly thought when I said Home Alone, you were going to say Christmas Vacation.
I thought about it, but I'm like, would I have stopped? There was another vacation, the Wally World Vacation. I just couldn't remember which one. That was close because I was just going to say Vacation. I think it is just Vacation. Yeah. The one they go to the Wally World. That one's hysterical, and it's on a good bit. So is European Vacation. That one's on a lot too. But I wasn't going to say Christmas Vacation because that's like a set time for me with Christmas Vacation. But like the other vacations, man, those are, I mean, our younger listeners, you don't know, like, you know, those ones are great.
Yeah,
love the vacations.
They got to go back and find them. Nice.
Oh, this is good. Well, we'll post these on our Instagram and Twitter and everything, and let us know what 4 movies would you pick in your draft of movies that you stop everything to watch them for like 4 hours with commercials on on TBS on a Saturday or Sunday. All right, well, boys, let's get into this next one. There's a lot of restaurants doing some interesting things right now. They're all debuting things that they don't normally do. Red Lobster introducing a bacon cheeseburger, not for kids menu, for everybody. Because that's what I thought at first. I was like, oh, the kids menu, kids menus like hot dogs on them, like whatever. No, It's Red Lobster just having a bacon cheeseburger. Dunkin' Donuts releasing salads. And IHOP is getting Mexican, going with burritos. I need to know, guys, am I crazy for thinking this shouldn't happen? Should this happen? What's going on at these places?
Well, I mean, last week we advocated for everyone making tacos, so maybe they heard us. And I mean, it's strange. I feel like specifically the salad one is weird to me.
Yeah,
that's the one I'm having a hard time, maybe the hardest time with, because like I feel like it's a good business idea because you get people running in there, because people go in for Dunkin' for mostly breakfast and coffee stuff, right? Like, maybe Starbucks is the choice for later in the day because they have a little bit more if you want to get food, and Dunkin' doesn't exactly offer the healthiest of all options. So maybe they think they're going to get more people to go there or stop there for their afternoon coffee or something like that if they can snag a salad. So I feel like it's a good business idea, but I think it's just a bad idea. Just generally. I don't like it. I don't want to go into Dunkin' and see salads there. That's not what you do. And I hope it fails. There.
That one bugs me. And though I'm not surprised that Red Lobster has other food, it just shouldn't be. Like, I just shouldn't have a bacon cheese, be like making a big deal over a bacon cheeseburger being on your menu. Like, this is the thing that's going to be in commercials. They're promoting this thing. Like, I don't
know if I'm either confused about why it took them so long, or like, why are there that many? They're like, we got to get these people that don't like seafood to start coming to our restaurant. People haven't been going to restaurants, and we got to start getting people to, when you're thinking of takeout, where you can get it. Hey, let's try Red Lobster. Hey, you don't like seafood? I do. Let's get Red Lobster. You can get a burger. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like, what was the driving force behind that change? Because like, is there this disgruntled market of people that are like 4/5 of the family loves seafood, but then little Johnny won't eat it, so we can't go to Red Lobster when we want to, and like this is going to satisfy that demographic? That's such a weird one, because outside of that, the bacon cheeseburger has been done. Like, other people mastered that already.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it like, Paulina has a shellfish allergy and we can never go to lobster with her, and it's a real pain in the ass. So let's put a cheeseburger on the menu for her finally. Like, what? It's weird how this is happening now. I don't understand what the driving, like you said, Chris, the driving force behind it is all of a sudden that, now's the time. We've waited it out. We waited out the cheeseburger wars. Now we're diving in.
But it's like if you're going to get seafood and you know that like Paulina has the freaking allergy, you all look at each other like, oh, we can't go. Paulina's coming. You know how that goes. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, we can't go there because Paulina's coming and like she has shellfish allergy or whatever. Like
Yeah.
if she calls and cancels, like we're going to Red Lobster.
Yeah.
Like no one's going there with the friend who doesn't like seafood. You're going somewhere else.
Right. This isn't enough. This isn't enough to get them to sway, and all of a sudden, like, oh, we can put Red Lobster back on the list now. Sweet.
That's why I understood why if it were a kids menu thing or something, I got that because kids are weird with their food. Like I get that, but like, what four adults are like going to get seafood and one of them's like, oh yeah, like I hate seafood, so give me this juicy bacon cheeseburger you guys got. And I'm like, and it justifies you guys actually promoting having it. Like maybe if Red Lobster is a secret menu, cool. Like have your secret menu. You can make anything in the back, but it's weird.
At least it should be easy to like not mess it up. That's a pretty simple item, right? So hopefully they're taking baby steps. Next, it'll be spaghetti baskets, and who knows.
I have quite honestly never been to a Red Lobster before. Have
I
you
call
guys
it dead
been there?
lobster.
Yeah. Listen,
You're not missing out.
missing
The Cheddar Bay biscuits, though, the Cheddar Bay biscuits are what is probably the only thing you're missing, but they're amazing.
Okay. Like,
So
what's the
it'll take
difference
out.
between Red Lobster and like Long John Silver's? Are they the same pretty much?
Oh no. Long John Silver's is fast food.
Oh, so Red Lobster's sit down.
It's
Yeah.
dine-in, yeah.
Ah, okay.
I guess a fair comparison of what you just said is like Red Robin and Burger King.
Understood.
Yeah.
Different.
Understood.
But yeah, those Cheddar Bay biscuits, those will keep them in the game for a long time.
Yeah.
Trust me on
Like
that.
I don't hate Red Lobster, but it's like not something I would say go out of your way to go grab it.
No.
But like if you end up at a Red Lobster, you'll have a good time. You like seafood. But
Yeah.
You have a nice decor,
yeah.
Well,
Biscuits
what
are
about
bomb.
this? What about this IHOP one with the burritos? Because they have breakfast and lunch and dinner burritos. So they have a variety there. They cover the bases. They're really in favor of the brunch breakdown. They're trying to help us out covering each meal there. That's another thing. It's like people going to IHOP for pancakes, and they're really trying to remember that whole thing that they convinced everybody that they were changing the P to a B for burger and all that. And it's like, yeah, they put burgers on the menus, but they weren't getting rid of pancakes. It was just some pretty clever marketing scheme, actually. So what is this? Burritos?
Yeah. See, this one doesn't bother me because I just think of IHOP as a place that has everything on the menu. So like that one doesn't bug me as much. I do think of like IHOP as like going to get breakfast though. I don't really think of going to, and I mean, when I mean breakfast, I mean like eggs, bacon, pancakes, waffles, stuff like that. So I don't think breakfast burrito. And I don't know if anybody's actually going to IHOP and being like, you know what? They got the greatest breakfast burrito I've ever had in my life. I don't, but
Chris, you're a big
Hey.
burrito guy. I want to hear. Are you trying the IHOP burrito? If you, me, Dee Dee, Paulina, we head up to IHOP for breakfast because we don't want pancakes. You're a big burrito guy. I know you love
Well,
it. So
Yeah, we had to go there because Paulina has that shellfish allergy.
exactly.
couldn't go.
Dude, spread the burritos. Spread the burritos. That's what I say. Anybody that wants to give it a shot, I will try it.
Okay.
And
They
also,
should wrap
Dan,
that.
make that T-shirt. Spread the burritos, please.
Spread the burritos. Okay.
Yeah. So here's another one. I've never been to IHOP before. Is IHOP dine in?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Because for whatever reason in my head, I thought IHOP was like almost kind of like them and Sonic were like,
goodness.
competitive, like a drive-in type of deal. But so IHOP is like an actual restaurant.
Yeah. Actual restaurant.
All right, the first two restaurants you're going to once this world opens back up are Red Lobster and IHOP. I can't believe you've never been to an IHOP. IHOP's like Denny's, but they like are the king of pancakes.
No, you know what's funny is there's a I've never been to IHOP. There is one right by Costco. And when life was normal, we would actually go to the Mexican restaurant next to the IHOP, and I would get burritos there.
There you
Well,
go.
see-
Hey, see, that's it.
That's why I don't. That's why this one bugs me. Because I'm just like, if I want a burrito, I'm not going to IHOP to get a burrito. And I have no beef with IHOP. Because like IHOP, you go there, you just kind of get everything. You can get anything there. Like Dan said, it's like Denny's. Like you just go there and like you get club sandwich if you want. You get whatever if you want, you know? Paulina's, it's a Paulina safe restaurant, you
Right.
know?
They need to
But if it's a
specialize it.
burrito-
They need to make it like a really thin pancake, like a crepe, and then make that the burrito shell. Do something. See, that might get your interest a little bit more. Like the
That might get
pancake
me in
burrito.
All right. I might get in there with that.
But these are weird. These are weird. People trying different things, trying to make money. Wishing them luck. I don't know about this.
Figure it out. The Dunkin' salads.
Ugh.
All right.
They already lost
Anyway.
they already got rid of the donuts name. Like let's not get too ahead of ourselves here, Duncan.
Yeah, it's silly. All right, boys. Well, what have you been listening to this week? Let's get into it. What we're listening to this week. Christopher Gates, let us know what you are listening to.
Well, I'm confident that I'm not listening to anything that was on the playlist last week. So,
Oh.
Ooh.
no, it doesn't
That's
mean
a
like it was
shot at
bad.
that's a shot across the board. It's
I didn't mean it like that.
Your own podcast?
I didn't
he
mean it
went
like
from
that.
saying Pitch Perfect is the least best to like everything on the playlist last week sucked, guys.
No, no, no,
It wasn't the playlist I hated the most, but I just liked it the
No.
least.
I I like the playlist. What I meant was Dan got really upset because I put the same song on the playlist last week, and I'm not doing
Okay.
that this week. That's
I
all
got
right.
you.
Okay.
That makes more sense. I was like, what?
Thank you for clarifying. That makes way more sense.
Now that I hear it back, that was a real
you?
dick thing to say.
Yeah, we were like,
Like,
ooh.
not listening to
Because
that.
usually you give that little like recap of like songs that Dee and I put on to see what you like, and you're like, well, I'm not listening to any of that again.
I did not realize how much of a dick move that sounded like. I apologize. Whew. The starting line has a live concert online coming up this Friday, and I saw that, and that made me dive into really my favorite album of all time. Say It Like You Mean It is my favorite album of any music genre ever. I think personally that of the pop punk genre, that is the greatest album that has ever been produced. So I am going to put Best of Me, which is my favorite song of all time, and also Up and Go on the playlist this week, just because they're two of my favorites. And it was a cool, it was a surprise. I didn't know they were doing that. Kind of just popped up on my feed, and I'm excited to check that out. And it was a good random opportunity to dive into one of those albums that I really love. So that's my first pick.
Daniel, go.
Excellent. Last week, the band Small Pools released a cover of a Fleetwood Mac song, Everywhere, which might not necessarily ring a bell at first, but it's one of those songs where you hear it and you know it and you've heard it a bunch of times. They released a cover of that song with Emily Vaughn was on the vocals of that track as well. And it kind of gives it a catchier, brighter feel as you would kind of expect from Small Pools. Their songs like Dreaming and, you know, some other ones that people may heard, but maybe don't recognize the name Small Pools, but they always give you that kind of like sunny California feel in their music. And that's what I love about them. So that cover is really, really nice. Everywhere from Small Pools and Emily Vaughn going on the playlist this week.
All right, boys. I have a big thing to say this week. Big one. Willie Jones' Right Now album is the best album of 2021. We're only a month in. I know.
It's early but strong. Early but strong.
But it's the best album that I've heard in 2021. And if there are a bunch of albums that are better than that, we're going to have a great year of music. Because it's country music, Dan. I apologize. You may or may not like this. You may like it though.
Okay.
You may like the song I put on the playlist. But I remember the first time I heard Maren Morris in my car, the first time I listened to Sam Hunt, I felt this feeling like I was like, oh my God, this hasn't happened before. This is something special. And that's how I feel about Willie Jones. in this Right Now album. And I'm putting the song Right Now on the playlist, and I might put another one on, but Right Now is the song I'm going to put on. That's what the album's called too. I'm telling you, this album is, it's just incredible. Like that's all I listened to all weekend long while moving. That was the only good part, was Willie Jones's Right Now.
Okay, nice.
I love looking at Dan's face whenever we put country on the playlist.
I know, it's the best. I like do it every week just to see his face.
Yeah, one of you does it every week.
By the way, the song, it was a drinking song. I forget what the name of it that you put on last week, but I enjoyed that one quite a bit, Dee. Nice pick. Whatever it was. I forget the name.
It was a drinking or a car or a truck or a girl. Yeah, one of those. Yeah.
Okay. My second pick is going to be Hobo Johnson.
Okay.
All right.
For a couple of reasons. Well, the main reason is there's a trending song on TikTok right now from Hobo Johnson, and I'm on TikTok, so I heard it, and it made me go back and watch the Tiny Desk performance from 2018, which is just unbelievable. And Creve Coeur, which is the last song they do in that Tiny Desk, is like, it's hard to see somebody get as emotional performing a song as that song and that Tiny Desk performance. So I'm going to put that song on the playlist this week. And I don't know what they've been up to lately. I can't say that I've really followed along and paid attention, but a couple of years ago when I saw that performance, I couldn't stop listening for a good several months. So really good music, and I'm excited to put that on.
Love that pick.
I like Hobo Johnson a lot.
Yeah, really good. Maggie Lindemann, she released her debut album this past week called Paranoia, and kind of came out of nowhere. Hadn't heard any of her stuff before, but it's getting great reviews and trending really well so far. It's got a great kind of alt rock, alt pop vibe. And it definitely covers a range of styles. The song that I'll put on is Crash and Burn, probably my personal favorite. It's a little bit more along that alt rock, a little grittier, and it kind of has a Paramore almost like feel. But at the same time, there are other songs on the EP that can definitely are a little softer, a little closer to maybe pop. She actually originally started off as a pop singer. It's kind of evolved, and then you can hear that in this EP. There's a song called Loner, which shows off a great vocal range, a lot softer. It's all over the place in a good way. But Crash and Burn from Maggie Lindemann off of her debut EP, Paranoia, came out last week. Definitely put that on the playlist. Encourage people to check that out.
All right. So there's this kid who they call him a rapper. I don't really want to call him that. But anyways, his name's Kid Leroy. And he has a song with Juice WRLD called Reminds Me of You. And I love the song. It is super good. And this Kid Leroy person, he's got something. He's got some other songs too. If you find this, you'll probably go through a wormhole of his songs and videos and stuff on YouTube or whatever, because he is talented. There's something about him that I don't like. I don't really know what that is, but like, I like his music, but there's just something about, I don't know. But anyways, Reminds Me of You, Juice WRLD and Kid Leroy. Check it out.
Nice. The last one I have, which is the retro replacement this week, is for no damn reason other than it's good. Chitty Bang, Ray Charles.
Ooh.
Love it.
Okay.
Love it. Really good. Really good pick. I hope you'll find something on this playlist that you enjoy, Chris.
He's like, I don't even like the songs that I picked.
My last one is from an artist named No Disco, and it's one of my specialties. It's one word, it's all lowercase, and there's a period at the end.
Yes.
So no disco, one word, lowercase, period. Very early stage. Didi loves it already.
It's just
Very early stages of his career, kind of almost accidentally stumbled onto his music. He's out of Toronto. The name actually came from a Depeche Mode song, an older Depeche Mode song, and he kind of liked how it looked aesthetically because it was one word. And he released some music actually early last year. So it's not super, super new, but still new within the realm. And he released a song called Moonlight in My Bedroom. It's kind of synthy electro indie pop, similar to St. Lucia. I think one of the members of St. Lucia was actually a producer on this song, and also Chapel, who, Chris, I know you're familiar with, and I've actually probably put on this playlist a couple of times in the past, maybe earlier this summer. So it kind of has that similar type of vibe. He's got an older song from 2019 called Thoughts from Your Car, which is probably my favorite, which I'm also going to put on there so people can get a good understanding of what no disco sounds like. But I'm super excited about, again, just the few songs that he's put out and what I've heard so far from no disco. So Moonlight in My Bedroom and Thoughts from Your Car, put those on the playlist this week and hope people like them.
all right. And my last pick is, the passing of Kobe Bryant made me think of this song, and just the anniversary of it all is crazy. But Schoolboy Q and Kanye put out a song called That Part, and the song was, and Kanye recorded his verse hours after Kobe dropped 60 in his last game. And so in the song, he's screaming, "Walking, living legend, man, I feel like Kobe." And that song just makes me think of Kobe all the time, and, passing of my favorite athlete. So That Part, Schoolboy Q and Kanye, going on the playlist this week.
Love that.
Love it. Well, guys, we've hit the end of another episode, and that means it's time to tell the future. None of us hit Powerball last week or Mega Millions. So the streak has ended. But
tried. Really, I really did.
Shouts to whoever won it in, was it Maryland and
Michigan.
That's it. Yeah, Maryland and Michigan. The town in Maryland has, at its peak, they had 3,000 people in it. So it's a very small place in Maryland.
That's why, whenever the Powerball gets up there, my wife, under normal circumstances, is in sales, and she, in her region, drives through a lot of small towns. And so I say, when we're going to get a Powerball ticket, you have to buy it from one of those small towns, because like clockwork, the people that win are from towns of 3,000 people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yep. Yeah, because I forget how many they said now, but they were at its booming point in the 90s, there were 3,000 people there.
Jeez.
So they were talking about how big of a news story it is that all these people are coming to this very small place in Maryland to find out who the winner was, or try to sneak and see who the winner is. But in Maryland, I guess you don't have to tell who the winner is. In some states, you have to say, you have to come out and say I won the ticket. In Maryland, you could just never know.
Beautiful.
Which I think is cool.
That's the way to do it.
Who wants people to know that you won that much money? I know I don't. I'd have to go live on outer space or something. I'm I don't want people to know I won.
Oh, I know. That's how you end up blowing all of it. You end up people come after you. They're like, "Give me money."
Seriously. Well, let's get a prediction out there, guys. What do you think is going to happen? Anything weird in the week? Anything good in the week? Bad, sad, happy? Anything?
I think we're going to get another weird reboot announcement from either a TV show or a movie that nobody wants and no one's going to like anyways. I know there's not a whole lot of filming and stuff like that going on right now, but I feel like we're due for another one of those weird. We did just talk about the Mighty Ducks one coincidentally, but we're going to get a weird, ball moving forward of another 90s TV show or movie that's going to be rebooted, remade, and is probably going to be terrible compared to the original. So I feel like we're due for one of those.
I'm going to go with positive vaccine news.
Hey, love it. Good vibes only.
Fauci said some stuff about possibly a couple more vaccines being approved for emergency use. And those would be, I think, from the US. And easier to distribute. So maybe that'll happen this week. That's what I'm going to go for. Speak it into existence.
I like that, Chris. Positivity. The best Super Bowl commercial will have been released before we record next week.
Wow. Really early.
Yes. We'll be out already.
Wow.
Even though we're all at home. I hate it
that.
too, man, but you can't avoid it sometimes. And I try my hardest to avoid it. Like, I stay off YouTube whenever you do this, but it's like, sometimes you just can't avoid it. All of a sudden it shows up, people are sharing it and stuff. But I think that's going to happen because I feel like it happens almost every year now. I run into it some way and I'm like, damn it. I just saw the best Super Bowl commercial. And it especially hurts this year because we're all going to be home. You know what I mean? We're all not, we're not throwing parties for the Super Bowl. There's not like, we're all actually going to be sitting at home like we were in, in the 90s and shit, like around our TV. Like, this is what we're watching. We're watching commercials. We're watching the Super Bowl. So I hope it doesn't happen, but I have a feeling the best commercial or commercials will be out before we record next week.
It's an interesting one. Yeah. Could see that happening.
All right. Well, this has been the Brunch Breakdown. Thanks for listening, everybody. Chris, Dan. Peace.